Well, hello everyone. My name is Rick Passek, the Fly Fishing Fanatic, and welcome to another episode of On the Bench, Sport Fishing on the Fly. Today we're going to tie up a really productive chum salmon pattern. Really simple to tie, lots and lots of movement in this fly, a little bit of sparkle, and the right colors for chum, that pink and that purple combination, which they just go crazy for. So, alrighty, let's get on it. So, today in the vise we have a Mustad big game predator size 2. It's a fairly large hook, but I like these larger hooks, especially these are they're kind of bent. I don't know if you can see that. They're offset. The point is offset from the shank, and it really helps hold the fish onto the hook, because this is a barbless hook. So we're going to be using some Semperfli classic waxed in a bright fluorescent red for the for the underbody, and for just the tying thread. For the main part of the fly, you're going to be just using some pink Marabou. For the let's call it the wing, it's just to add some sparkle. We're going to add some kind of a pinky kind of red hen's angel hair. And then for the collar, I'm going to add some large dot guinea fowl purple. Okay, so you can just start your thread, and I don't ever go past the bend of the hook here. So usually to the hook point is where I like going. Now you can add, if you would like, excuse me, got a bit of a frog in my throat. If you like, you can add a little bit of an underbody, like a chenille or anything like that. So like you could do like an underbody like that, or chenille underbody. It's not a huge deal. I just like using either an orange or a pink underbody on these. So quite often, and I'm going to stop about there for the body, because I need this room for the for the Marabou and for the guinea fowl. Again, I'm just going to come back. I'm just basically covering my hook shank with the tying thread. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be seen much, but it will be seen as it flows through the water. This Marabou will really pulsate, depending on the type of water. But if you've got, especially if you've got water like pocket water or anything that's moving semi-fast, this will really move, right? So now you can put some underbody lead on these too if you would like. I like using just the fly line as my weight. So I'll use a sink tip or something if I want to get down deeper. So just gonna go into here and find myself a nice one of the longer, more fluffy plumes, and I'm gonna strip off all that junk on the bottom. Just getting to my tip, so I'm going to tie this in by the tip, come all the way back to the back to the front, and then right there I'm going to tie it in by the tip. That was just like that. Now you can leave that little piece of the front if you like, but just because, take it off. So then just make sure you take all this material and you stroke it back every single time. Just make sure this is stroked back every time you go around. And depending on your plume, you can do anywhere between 5 and 10 wraps. It just all depends on the plume you're using. Don't know why I got such a frog in my throat this morning. So I'm just going to open it up a bit here and just wrap forward, almost like a palmer. Now once you see that I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks almost like I trapped a bunch. I just take my brush in there and just give it a brush, right? Just take your time with this part, because you definitely don't want to have the Marabou trapped. It just doesn't look right, and it doesn't flow right if you do. So again, just take your brush, and even just a regular toothbrush is fine, right? So just give it another couple more wraps here. I know I'm going to have too much here, so I'm just going to strip off some of this stuff at the base. Maybe one, maybe two more wraps here. One. And again, I can see how that looks like it's collapsed down. That's because I caught a plume in there somewhere. So just make sure you brush that out. All right. The more time you take here, in general, the better this fly will look, and the better this fly will move in the water. So now that I've got that all the way up, I'm going to tie that off. Five or six times on top, 5 or 6 times in front. Cut off your plume, and then again take your brush. And if you want this to be a little bit bigger of a fly, like I said, instead of just a thread underbody, go with like a mobster chenille or a egg static from Semperfly, or just another type of chenille, just to build up that body, so it's not quite as streamlined. It's up to you. I like having both in my box. But so there's that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that angel hair, and depends on how much comes out of the package as I pull. Sometimes I have to do 2 or 3 stacks. This time I don't. So, and I'm just going to fold that in roughly half. I said like roughly. And then I'm going to tie this in halfway. So it's like that. So the other half is sticking out the front. Okay? And then just loose, a couple of loose wraps. Make sure this stays up on top. And then split this and bring it down each side and underneath. And it's kind of all the way around, but not really. It's more on the top and bottom. You can spread this so it's all the way around. There we go. Just build that up a little bit. Now I'm going to take my brush, because some of this stuff will come out now as I brush. It's just the way the angel hair is. So there you go. Now I'll take one of the large dot guinea fowl. If you don't have guinea fowl, you can use ringneck Spey. I do it with both. I like the effect the guinea fowl gives, but I don't think I've really noticed any difference in catch rate between the guinea fowl and the ringneck Spey. So I don't think it doesn't really matter. I think this is more for the tire. It just looks better. So, so there's my large dot. I'm going to tie this in by the tip. Just going to prep this here. So then I've got my little V-notch there. Just tie that in. Come on back. Cut off your little excess there. And then I'll grab my hackle plier and the butt portion here, and just make sure that all my material is again being stroked back every time I go around. Right? every time I go around. Make that sure that's all laying backwards. And I think I'll do one more. Don't want to overdress this, but okay, now I'll take this and undo my hackle. Stroke all that material back. Build yourself just a little bit of a head here. Doesn't have to be huge. Just enough to make sure you're forcing all that material backwards. Then I'm going to take my butt section here, cut that out. Oh. Again, just make sure that everything is stroked back. A little bit of a head here. It's almost like a little hot spot. Take a whip finisher, whip finish this, and then I usually use UV resin on these, on the heads. Just makes it stand out just a little bit more than like a Sally's. And then I'll take my sorry about that phone call, but it takes to take my brush and just brush that out. And there is your finished little big chum fly. This thing works really, really well. Lots of movement, tons of breathing. It just pulsates really nicely. Like I said, if you want it a little bit thicker, just put a thicker underbody in. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. And thanks for tuning in to another edition of On the Bench with Sport Fishing on the Fly. Tie lines, everybody.